My last video on YouTube was of me bringing an opportunity to people who are still interested in owning a house in Lagos, Nigeria for 27 million naira. So there is this carcass for sale in Abijo GRA that is being that is presently being sold for 27 million naira. So I've been getting a lot of questions that Ebube, if you want to advise me genuinely, which do you think I should go for? And first of all, what is the difference between a finished house and this one that you are calling a carcass? What does a carcass come with? What is the difference between a finished house and a carcass? And that is what I'm going to be unwrapping in this video, so you will know which one falls into what you can do, especially if you're looking at owning a house in Lagos, Nigeria. So in this video, we'll be looking at the difference between a finished property and an unfinished property, which we call a semi-finished property. So firstly, we are going to be looking at what is a semi-finished property, which we locally call a carcass. So if I say a carcass or a semi-finished property, I am talking about the same thing. And if I say a finished property is a finished property. So what is the difference between a finished property and a semi-finished property? Let's start with the semi-finished property. The semi-finished property is a property that is not totally finished. Just to go straight to the matter like that. But what does it come with? Number one, no tiles. The wires are in place, but no sockets. The kitchen is undone, no doors. It comes with windows. And on the outside will be finished. The outside would be, how do I put it now, plastered and painted. For most houses, it will be plastered and painted. But the inside comes, as I've mentioned earlier, no doors, no roofing. So, is this ceiling? No POP. So, if you want to put POP or some other things according to your budget, then you'll be able to do that. No, the wires will be inside the pipes. The pipes will be inside the wall for conduits wiring, but it won't come with the wire. So you are going to be the one who will wire it. So basically, the outside will be looking beautiful. The windows will be there. It would have been roofed, but there will be no POP. There will be no sockets, no kitchen toiletries, all those kitchen, bedroom, jacuzzi, all of those things. No, the inside is going to be laid as bare as possible. The only thing that is going to be inside is that it should be plastered. It should be plastered. Then you are able to take it up from that angle and finish it up according to your taste. Who are the people who should buy a carcass property? Because there's a market for it. You cannot say because it is like that, there is a market for it. And from the development in the real estate market in Lagos right now, with how high properties are sold for, where people have to shell out huge amounts of money to buy property, a lot of people are now going for the carcass property. And what the opportunity this gives you is that if it's 2 million you have, you put it there. If it's 1.5 million you have, you put it there. There is no timeline to when you are going to finish this up. You just know that you have a property, and as money comes into your hands, you finish it up. That is a carcass property. And who should not buy a carcass? People who do payment plan should not buy a carcass. If you're going to be doing 12 months payment plan, 24 months payment plan, do not buy a carcass, because by the time you're done with your payment plan, the amount that you're going to use to finish the house would have been triple or even quadrupled based on the recent economic volatility we have found ourselves in our beautiful country, Nigeria. So, if you're going for 24 months, you want a long payment plan, no, don't do carcass, because by the time you're done paying on the payment plan for carcass and you want to start finishing, you'll be spending more money than when you should have just bought a finished property in that area. But if you have the cash to dole out at once for the carcass, bam, you have paid for the carcass and it is yours, then you can do that in a situation where you now, whatever you have, you finish it up. It is more advisable that way than buying a carcass on a payment plan and but the ball is in your court. If you still want to go ahead and buy a carcass on the payment plan and you don't mind the cost, you just want to know that okay, I paid this according to my pocket and now I am finishing up according to my pocket. But it is not advisable because of the rate at which building materials are increasing in Nigeria. Now, let's talk about a finished property. A finished property is a finished property. A finished property comes with everything finished. When you switch on your tap, the water is rushing out. When you flush your toilet, it goes to the soakaway that has been provided for it. If the kitchen is all set up, you have your cooking utensils, you have your uh, microwave, you have your oven, and you have the kitchen is set up. What you're just bringing into a finished property is your furniture and your clothes. And there are some finished properties that also come with furnitures. They tell you that it is finished and furnished. You see the difference, finished and furnished. When the property is finished, it means this wall is creeded, the PO is POP'd, painted, everything looking all nice and lovely. You're just bringing in your furniture. But when it is furnished, they are telling you that it also comes with furniture, which you see in the video or in the picture. And if you like it, you are buying it with the furniture. So a finished apartment is a finished apartment. And a finished apartment is where it is advisable that you can go on a payment plan. And why is this? Because by the time you're going on a 12 months, 24 months payment plan, you are not incurring or thinking about finishing it after you have finished paying for the property. You understand? As your property is being handed to you, it is handed over to you finished. So you don't worry, you don't have to worry about finishing it if it were. The beautiful thing is that what you pay is what you have agreed to pay. So if they say the house is 50 million naira and it will be delivered to you finished, you know that this is what I am going to be getting for 50 million naira. My house is coming finished. It's not like you're buying a carcass for 30 million and you're finishing for another 30 or 35. And as the building materials increases, can go up to as 50 or 60 when you should have bought a finished property for 50 million in that area. You understand what I mean? So a finished property is where it's advisable that you can do a payment plan.